Hi, it's me, your classmate. Why am I a chicken? Because that's what this YouTube channel is. Now on with the video. It all started with the Silk Road. It was a trading route from Europe to Asia. But there were thieves. They stole goods or they made you pay a tax to pass. So they wanted to find a new route, one on water. So Queen Isabella I sent Christopher Columbus to find one. But he found a new continent instead. Many fishermen soon followed him. Why the French came? Because they wanted resources, because they wanted power to spread their religion, and because they were curious. Now French really wanted to find a route. So King Francis sent Jacques Cartier to find one. They made it to the Gulf of St. Lawrence. While exploring the coast, they met some Mi'kmaq. The Mi'kmaq were very surprised. Then they traded. Then they landed at a place called Gaspé. There they met some Haudenosaunee and the leader Donnacona. After that, Cartier took two of Donnacona's sons to show the king what they had found. A year later, Cartier came back with them along with 3 ships and 110 men. They decided to build a log fort nearby where Donnacona and his people lived. But many men died during the winter due to scurvy, a disease caused by a lack of vitamin C. How sad. But one day, Cartier forcibly took Donnacona and 9 other villagers. Why? To send them to France for them to tell the king about the riches near New France, so he paid for another trip. But 9 out of the 10 villagers died in France. Cartier said that they were okay and living in France, but the other villagers didn't believe it. Also, the riches, which were thought to be diamonds and gold, was just worthless quartz and pyrite. But despite the colony failing, Cartier gathered information about North America. Years later, Pierre de Mons receives a monopoly. He takes Samuel de Champlain with him. After arriving in New France, they made a colony which they named Acadia. The settlers became the first Acadians. Champlain decided to start settlement closer to the center of the fur trade. This was Quebec. He brought 28 men, but only 8 of them survived the winter. Some from a lack of food, others from the weather. Other than official explorers, the Coureurs des Bois were the first to leave the settlements. One example was Pierre de Radisson and his friend Des Griseurs. On a trading trip, Radisson made it to the far end of Lake Superior. In 1670, Radisson and Des Griseurs went all the way to Hudson Bay, where they started the HBC later that year. For years, the French have heard the First Nations talk about the Mississippi River. So King Louis XIV sent Louis, Joliet, and Jack Marquette to find where the river flowed. But there was a Spanish colony, so they turned back. A decade later, Ram Robert Cavallo de la Salle made it to the river's end at the Gulf of Mexico, which created Louisiana. In 1663, King Louis XIV took over the colony. He created a sovereign council. It was made of 3 main members: the bishop, who was the head of the Catholic Church, the governor, who was in charge of the military and the colony's alliances, and the intendant, who was in charge of day-to-day affairs. Meanwhile, matters of Catholicism were coming to New France, such as priests, nuns, and missionaries. But population was growing slowly. Other than nuns, women didn't want to go to New France. So, the king sent about 900 single women to New France. Some were orphans, some were poor. These were the filles de roi. If they married, they would get an ox, a cow, 2 pigs, 2 chickens, some salted beef, and some money. Women also got better education in New France. Finally, the economy in New France was based on 2 main things: the fur trade and the seigneurial system. What is that? The seigneurial system is where a seigneur owns a plot of farmland divided into long strips. The seigneur gets tenants or habitants to farm their land. Those habitants give the seigneur a portion of their yearly earnings. Hi, it's me again. I use Krita to animate this and Windows Voice Recorder for the audio. I worked really hard on this, so please like it. Bye!